Former Premier League striker Charlie Austin has weighed in on the uncertain situation surrounding Ruben Amorim at Manchester United. The former Southampton and QPR forward believes that if the Portuguese manager is dismissed, Zinedine Zidane would be the ideal candidate to step in at Old Trafford. Amorim, who only recently took charge of United, is already finding himself under intense scrutiny. The club's dismal start to the new campaign has left supporters questioning his suitability for the role. United have managed just a single victory from their opening 5 fixtures, a return that falls well short of expectations. That poor run of results has inevitably sparked speculation about Amorim's future. The pressure has been mounting week after week, and pundits as well as former professionals are beginning to voice doubts over whether he can turn the tide. In the unforgiving world of English football, patience is often in short supply. United's struggles are all the more glaring given the stature of the club. Once the dominant force in English football, the Red Devils are now enduring yet another turbulent period, and their supporters are growing restless. Calls for change at the managerial level are getting louder. Charlie Austin, speaking to the Manchester Evening News, did not mince his words. He openly admitted that, in his view, Amorim is not the right man to take the club forward. His verdict was blunt: the current manager's time at Old Trafford should come to an end. When pressed on who he felt could take the reins, Austin put forward a name that carries enormous weight in world football. He argued that Zinedine Zidane, the French legend, would be the perfect fit for Manchester United. Austin pointed to Zidane's glittering record at Real Madrid as clear evidence of his managerial pedigree. During his time in Spain, the former Ballon d'Or winner guided Los Blancos to multiple Champions League titles and oversaw one of the most successful periods in the club's history. In Austin's eyes, such credentials are exactly what United require at this moment. He stressed that the club needs a manager who brings not only tactical nous but also gravitas, authority, and the ability to command respect in a dressing room full of international stars. "I believe he, Amorim, should leave the club," Austin said, "and if I had the power to appoint the next United manager, my choice would be Zidane. His achievements speak for themselves, and he is the caliber of figure that this club desperately needs." Austin went on to emphasize that Zidane's proven ability to deliver major silverware sets him apart. While others might struggle under the weight of expectation at Old Trafford, the Frenchman has shown that he can thrive under pressure and lead teams to the very pinnacle of the game. Looking at Manchester United's current predicament, Austin continued, "They need a manager with real quality and proven credentials. For me, Zidane ticks all the boxes. He's exactly the kind of figure who could restore belief and stability. However, there is a significant obstacle to this vision. Reports circulating in France suggest that Zidane is not particularly interested in returning to club management at this stage. Despite his illustrious reputation, he appears content to wait for a different challenge. Zidane's long-term ambition, according to those close to him, is to take charge of the French national side. With Didier Deschamps expected to step down following the 2026 World Cup, the legendary midfielder is said to be positioning himself for that role. That revelation complicates matters for United, who may have to look elsewhere should they decide to part ways with Amorim. While Zidane's name excites fans and pundits alike, the reality is that his focus appears firmly fixed on international football rather than the week-to-week demands of the Premier League. Nevertheless, Austin's comments highlight the ongoing discontent surrounding United's managerial situation. Whether or not Zidane is a realistic target, his name alone reflects the scale of ambition many believe the club must show if they are to emerge from yet another difficult chapter in their modern history. Matthijs de Ligt has received a timely vote of confidence from Manchester United legend Jaap Stam, amid ongoing scrutiny of his performances since arriving at Old Trafford. The Dutch defender, signed from Bayern Munich in the summer of 2024, has yet to deliver the commanding displays many supporters anticipated when the club invested heavily in his services. Since his arrival, de Ligt has been a near ever-present figure across all competitions during United's 2025-26 campaign. Despite being firmly established as one of Ruben Amorim's first-choice centre-backs, the 25-year-old has struggled to consistently reach the level of authority and composure once synonymous with his name. For some observers, the commanding aura he once exuded has dimmed under the pressure of life at United. The defender's reputation was forged during his formative years at Ajax, most memorably in the 2018-19 Champions League, where his commanding leadership and maturity beyond his years drew plaudits across Europe. His subsequent moves to Juventus and Bayern Munich, however, proved less than straightforward. While he enjoyed flashes of quality, the consistency expected of him at the very highest level appeared elusive, culminating in his decision to seek fresh challenges in the Premier League. It is against this backdrop that Stam, himself a towering presence in United's back line during the late 1990s and early 2000s, has come forward to lend his compatriot moral support. In an interview with Algemeen Dagblad, Stam stressed his belief that De Ligt still possesses all the tools to re-establish himself as a top-class defender, provided he can rediscover the confidence that once seemed unshakable. Against Arsenal, Matthijs produced the sort of strong and precise defensive work one expects from him, Stam remarked. But at United, it can be difficult to determine exactly what is required of a defender in their current system. Sometimes the circumstances on the pitch make it hard for a player at the back to perform at their best. The former Netherlands international went on to underline how fragile confidence can be for defenders, particularly in sides experiencing turbulence further up the pitch. According to Stam, De Ligt has shown flashes of his old self, yet the mental assurance he carried during his Ajax days is too often missing when donning United red. I do occasionally miss that sense of belief in himself that he once displayed so naturally, Stam explained. Back at Ajax, you could see his confidence not only in defending but also in initiating attacks from deep. I remain convinced he still has those qualities, but at times insecurity creeps in when the play in front of you is unsettled. Stam, who himself endured periods of adaptation during his career in England, reflected on his own experiences to offer De Ligt perspective. "I've been there myself," he admitted. "You feel those doubts when things aren't clicking collectively. But Matthijs remains a fantastic defender, and importantly, he continues to fight. That resilience is crucial." The former United stalwart insisted that supporters and pundits alike must show patience. Players, he argued, are rarely able to instantly translate their abilities from one environment to another without facing challenges. Stam remains optimistic that De Ligt will gradually impose himself more authoritatively within United's defensive structure. "I genuinely hope Matthijs carries on in this positive direction," Stam concluded. "We all want to see the version of De Ligt we once knew, the one who marshalled Ajax with such maturity. It's there within him, and with the right environment, it will come out again." The encouragement of a compatriot and former United icon may prove invaluable for De Ligt as he continues to adjust to the peculiar demands of English football. Beyond technique and tactics, the psychological reassurance of knowing that respected figures believe in his ability could provide a timely lift. United's current circumstances offer a mixed picture. The club is free of European commitments this season, a rare respite for a side accustomed to competing on multiple fronts.